YouTube.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again to yet another episode of Him and Her YourSpace. The part of our Him and Her space is where we take the cue from you as far as what you would like for us to respond and react to, as far as what's happening that is or could be influential to the Black community. And this week, damn it.
I think I got a tear in the corner of my eye.
because it's so dumb fresh. Get the tear. Because there ain't nothing to cry about here today. Not at all. Get the tear. This is okay. It's because this is so fresh. All right. So less than 48 hours ago. It's been. I don't even think it's been a full 48 hours. So less than 48 hours. Within the last 48 hours, it was leaked on. Shout out to Tasha XL, I believe.
Tasha K.
Tasha K. Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Tasha K, who was the YouTube personality who originally dropped this little nugget on the community. That of very well known. I would say I won't say stupendously well known, but most people have seen enough of his videos. She's been around long enough for people to see his videos. YouTube personality, motivational speaker, and relationship coach Derrick Jaxn has, and until this is really solidified and verified, I'm still going to say alleged, but very strongly allegedly, been caught cheating on his wife with a woman that he has known for several years. I won't say I don't know if they've been cheating, seeing each other for that entire amount of time. But from what we do know, he met this young woman back in 2016, prior to him getting married, and stayed in communication with her after he got, at the time of him getting married and after him getting married. And now with their marriage, for their very short marriage, being now on the rocks, it has now come out that sometime over the past summer that Derrick and this young woman had relations, and she got flued out, and she got receipts, and hotel receipts, food receipts, all types of crazy ass receipts, and all types of stuff that they did. And apparently, I won't even say apparently because she spoke on it. They didn't just do it away from the house, they did it in their house. What do you do? First impression as always, Nene, please, because please.
Okay, so this video was I believe it was sent to me, and I sent it to you. I shared it with you. And it was a video with Tasha K spilling the tea.
Which was only 3 hours old at the time.
It was 3 hours posted when I got it. Yes.
Fresh.
Right. It's 3 hours posted when I got it. And no, you sent it to me. Because remember we talked.
Yeah. You're right. Yes, Reverse that.
Yes.
Right. Because someone sent it
to you.
Somebody sent it to me. Right. Exactly.
Yes.
And
sorry. So someone sent it to you. You said, because we were talking, we were doing something else, doing another video, and you were like,
we were doing our weekly setup for the show.
For the setup. And you were like, oh, Derrick Jaxn. And for some reason, I'm like, who's Derrick? And then you had to explain to me who Derrick, so I refreshed my memory. So then you sent it to me, I watched it, and I'm like, yo, like, wow. So I watched the entire thing. My first impression was, I am disappointed. I am upset, but I am not surprised. Usually, have you ever heard of the saying? And I kind of, with this, and I'm kind of iffy about the people that I listen to and the advice that I take, depending on who it comes from. Have you ever heard of the saying, methinks the lady protests too much?
Vaguely.
Okay,
Not
so it's a
y'all excuse this. I just got to do it today, so.
So it talks about someone, now you gotta explain it, but not now. But there's someone who talks about, who focuses on a thing, who talks about a thing a lot, typically are trying to hide the thing that they're doing or the lack thereof a thing that they're doing. So someone who says, I'm nice, I'm transparent, I'm this and that, and constantly brings that up, kind of, it's the opposite of what they are or what they do. So they try to put it out there in the atmosphere, but it's typically not what they typically stand for. He gave me the, I think the lady protests too much vibe a couple of years ago. Right? It surrounded another person, another personality.
What he protests.
Exactly. Yeah. So that I kind of stopped listening to him a couple of years ago, about a year ago. And for that reason, I just didn't get the genuine vibes. I didn't get that whole, I didn't get the genuine vibes from him. So I was not surprised. Disappointed, yes, because I'm like, I wanted to be wrong about the vibes that I got. And I was not. When I saw it, and then the fact that she had the receipts, she also had, Tasha K posted a video of him reaching out to her, to Candace, the woman Candace, he's allegedly allegedly had an affair with, asking her in the video what underwear she's wearing, and saying that he misses her, right? Okay. So, not too, all right. We don't know when the video was taken. I don't know. There was no time.
That would have been my next
yes. So, but is there a video
prior to him being married? It could have been within that time.
Right. Absolutely. We don't know that for sure. However, the receipts and everything that she put on, that she sent over, I didn't look at yet. I don't know if you did, but I have not seen them. But she has receipts. So my thing is, and then you know how you can tell when someone is telling a story from memory or when someone's making stuff off the top of her head. To me, her story was from memory. She's kind of but it wasn't like thinking of things about a story. It was remembering the facts of a story. Yeah. She laid out his living room, how his living room looked. Even when Tasha K asked her about, okay, well, you allegedly said that you had sex with him in his bedroom. Tell me about the bedroom. And she did say, I'm not going to tell you about the bedroom because there were videos that he sent me from his bedroom. So I can easily, you guys can easily say, oh, you just knew that from the video. But he did send me video with him in the bedroom, and it's the layout of the bedroom. But I'm not going to say that because, I can't prove that. But I can prove that was in his living room. His room is over here. The other room's over there. You look straight ahead. There's the pool and all that. So she did give the layout of the bedroom. She did also say that, she was a little descriptive in when they were having sex, when they were having intercourse or whatever. So she did say that. So it was initial shock, disappointment. The initial not shock, but disappointed, and just another one bites the dust.
Yeah. Here is the reality of it, and here is part of the reality of it, and then here's part of the problem. And of course, we always dip into our coach's bag.
Yes.
When it comes to this, because he has touted himself as like this awesome relationship coach,
yes.
And he's made, for those of you who maybe don't know him, he's made a very strong platform off of telling women what they should be doing in terms of valuing themselves and not just letting any ashy guy, run up in her spot, this, that, third, and telling, and especially telling guys where they fall short. He's made a whole platform off of that. So for him to allegedly be in the very spot that he protests against, again, methinks the Jaxn protests too much. Damn it, Derrick. Right. That's really all you can say. So from a coach's perspective, especially from my unique perspective, I'm sure you'll have your coach's perspective on. But from my very unique perspective, as a Black man coach who does talk of, helping people with personal coaching, helping with relationship coaching, helping with, with entrepreneurial things, helping with identity coaching, so on and so forth. To have another black man coach fall off like this or take this type of hit, it doesn't bode well for coaches in general, and it damn sure doesn't bode well for black men coaches. All right, it makes it that much harder. It was already an uphill battle for black men coaches to get up there, and I'm not talking about people like him or people like Kevin Samuels and so on and so on. I'm talking about people like myself, and this is not me patting myself on the back or anything like that. But when I'm telling you I'm about this damn work, and when I tell you I'm about really about trying to help people get to the root of their issues, not to my benefit, but to the benefit of them, so that they can move forward in their own life, it hurts my business to see another black man coach get caught up in the very shit that he's saying he's trying to help people with. Like, help a brother out. Like, stay straight, fly right, please. Not saying that you can't make a mistake, but you got to understand the reality of it is us colored people, especially us colored people that are in the healing arts, that really are dedicated to trying doing this stuff. It's an uphill battle already because people don't trust us bitch. So for you to be men and women, black coaches are both, but especially black men coaches. So I'm disappointed. I have a special mode of disappointment in this because you ain't doing no favors for me, dude. All right, you looking at coaches like him. You're looking at coaches like Kevin Samuels, where it's where there's stuff where there is some stuff that's being disputed. I'm not going to say none of his stuff was useful because, like most people, that's worth even half of what it is that they're trying to do. There are moments where there are clear points that are actually useful. All right. Should women value to speak on women valuing themselves? Yes. Is that true that women should value themselves? Absolutely true. I'm a total advocate for that. Is it true that some men fall short and they need to reevaluate things before they approach a woman? Yes, that's what he talks on. That's what I also agree. And then there are sometimes points that he makes that fall to the wayside, where I'm like, you could clean that up better, or toss that whole shit out. But I'm tired of just talking about it. I ain't going front. Like, I want to take a nap off this thing.
Right.
And so go, please.
Yes.
Because you also have a very unique stance on this, and I definitely want you to shoot into what just happened as of this taping.
Right.
As of this taping. So please.
Right. So again, like I said, I'm not. It is what it is. Like he allegedly did what he did. I am disappointed in the same sense of misleading. I think it comes off as misleading, as opposed to us as coaches of color, who are supposed to be uplifting and building communities and getting, and I was all for him helping women out specifically, to kind of not get played or whatever, and whatever. I was all for that. And to find out that he was completely opposite of what he stood for, is kind of like your heart is just like, right? So right before the recording, I'm waiting for us to get on so we can get started or whatever. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and the first thing that pops up is Derrick Jaxn's live explaining the situation. Explaining the situation. So the thing. So during this guy who things happen, but during this his recording, his Wi-Fi keeps messing up or whatever. So his this Wi-Fi or whatever, could be a fluke, could be God saying stop lying, whatever. I don't know, right? So, but the title of his, now he's explaining the situation with him allegedly cheating with Candace, who's the girl. But the title of his live is why he wrote "Healing Together Without Hurting
Each Other,"
plugging his book, right? So he's not explaining, like, kind of coming off his high horse, right? A true story, hashtag true story. He's not explaining, oh, this is what happened, let me correct myself, let me do whatever. He's literally still plugging his book. Even as he's speaking, he's picking up the book, like, this is and this is why I wrote the book. So he's plugging his book, right? Okay, so as he's plugging his book, right, and as he's saying that he was in a godly marriage and, you know, had sought godly counseling, and he did all this godly stuff, his Wi-Fi goes out, right? So I'm sitting here, I'm like, Chat, we gonna watch it, because I want to give, obviously I want to bring you guys the latest information. Like, I don't want to tell you old information. So I'm like, let us wait until he uploads the video, and then we can watch the video, and then we could come back like a half an hour later and let them know that we watched this live, that this guy is telling the truth but plugging.
Absolutely.
Is talking about, because we want to give you his side of the story too. Like, we have one side of the story. We want to give you all of what we know. Y'all, literally, it took me all of 20 minutes to realize that this guy either deleted the live, never posted the live, and I waited. I was like, I'm just gonna wait until it comes. We waited, and I'm going back, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna refresh this, because I know that he did it. Like, I know that he put it up there. So I'm just gonna, even if it's still here, I'm gonna share the screen.
It was gone.
It was gone. It was, and I literally, when we first came on here, I was literally trying to search again, and it's gone. Like, his live is not there. Like, it's not there.
I'll tell while you're doing that. I'll tell you guys. Even while we were, and again, this is fresh. This is an hour ago. At the time of this taping, it should be up. Yes. At the time of this taping, his live started an hour ago.
Right.
A little more than an hour ago, and finished up, or lost connection about maybe 40 minutes ago. Right. So this is fresh. And for us to try and wait for it to upload, this, that, and third. And I told Nini, while we were doing that, I said, honestly, even for the little bit that we did see, because we didn't get to see it from the beginning. I think we were like maybe 10 minutes in.
10 minutes in.
Well, when we did come across it, and I told her then, if I were Derrick, I would have gotten rid of that. I wouldn't have saved that live. I wouldn't have kept it, because they were even in the live, they were getting him in the comments like, dude, this doesn't make any sense. You're not really talking about it. You're not really making sense. Help us, make it make sense. And he just went on, and it got to the point where it's like, yeah, nah, dude, you ain't doing it. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. And because you're not doing it, it makes her more credible.
Right. And he was saying the parts that I heard, you heard some parts that I didn't hear. The parts that I heard, he mentions Candace's name. He said that he knew her prior to. He said that his wife had, during this time, his wife had filed for divorce, and he was trying to look up the lawyer's name, couldn't find the lawyer's name. But his wife had filed for divorce, and that she would come downstairs any minute now. She's putting the kids to sleep, and she'll explain her side of the story or whatever, that whole spiel. But that it was, something that had happened. They were separated. Mind you, he did a video with a woman asking if it was okay to date while you were separated. He said, absolutely not, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But he was separated. His justification was that he was separated at the time, blah, blah, blah. Right. This is the part that I saw in the video. I then immediately shared it with Chad. I'm like, Chad, he's live. So, and you watched a different part of it, because you were looking at it when I was still trying to like search for other things. And what part did you see? I don't know if you saw anything different than what I saw.
Him just coming off of the whole, I sought God out. God was at the center of my decisions. This was the rationale based off of my old thinking. He really took like that. He took the really classic Christian path, like, oh, I did this, but this was based off of my old thinking, and I sought to renew myself, and so on and so forth. And you know what? If you did, more power to you. But that still doesn't totally. That still doesn't really explain why this is so recent. We're talking about last summer. Okay, I mean we're coming back into the warm season again, but we're talking about less than a year ago. So, okay, yeah, you can change your life and stuff like that, but but it's not the optics. If that's true, then the optics ain't working for you right now. They're just not, especially for it to have been dropped within the last really like 48 to 72 hours. So it's not a good look. It's not a good look for you. That's all I'm saying. It's not a good look for you at all, period. It makes you sound really hypocritical. It makes you sound really flaky. Notice I'm saying it makes you sound, not that you are hypocritical and not that you are flaky. I'm being very clear about my usage here. The way things have played out, both in the accuracy and in the detail of what's this woman's name that he was cheating on?
That he was cheating on or with?
Yeah, that he was allegedly cheating with.
Candace.
Okay, so with the intensity and clarity of Candace's account, and the lack of clarity and accountability and detail in your response tonight with this live, it's just not a good look for you, bro. It's just not. Period. So, yeah, it's no.
Yes, I agree with all that you're saying, and my thing is, even if what he was saying, because we don't know, because the live, unless he posted it at midnight or a little later, maybe he's working on it. Unless he posted separately or different or whatever, or from some time from now. The entire video wasn't an explanation of what came out and what happened. It was a plug for his book.
Yeah.
Literally, the title of the video was plugging his book. So my thing, this is my stance, and my stance is, if you're genuine about your apology or whatever, your explanation of what you're doing, you're not going to try to plug. That's not what's at the forefront of what you're trying to do. The forefront of what you're trying to do is say, okay, this is my side of the story. This is Candace's side of the story. These are my truths. These are her truths. This is what the truth is. You plugged your book, dude. So my thought process as a consumer, which I'm not a consumer, but if I were a consumer of your book, or considering to purchase your book, or even following you as whatever, if I was a huge fan, my thought is that you're pushing what my belief is of you and what I found out about you aside, and saying, here's my book, purchase the book. Because I'm going through. Now we know that you're going through supposedly what this book is about. But it's not supposedly now. But it's not even the fact of, let me explain my side of the story. It's, let me explain my side of the story while I'll sell my book. So this way you can now want to purchase my book to see the more side of my story, so I can make profits off of you still. So is it about you being sincere and genuine, or is it about the profits? Because it's coming off as, and I'll use as Chad's saying, because normally I would not, it's coming off as you trying to still make profits off of the people that you lied to.
People ain't that stupid.
Right.
Some people may go for it. Right. But I bet you a lot.
And it's kind of like it's coming off, using your term, it's coming off as, I'm still going to make a profit off of these fools. Even though it's out here, I'm not explaining myself. It's coming off as you still trying to make profit off of these people who trusted you, who believed in you, who literally took your word for what it was, and putting that all to a side and saying, by the way, still I still want to make money off of you. And that's where my mind is. It's not about your healing. It's not about you being a better person or doing any better in your marriage or relationships. It's about me profiting off of you. And whatever is done in the dark will come to the light. And the flashlight is shining on you, brother. I'm sorry. The flashlight is shining.
And not in a good way.
Yeah. It's shining.
And not in a good way. I'm sorry.
So
you had an excellent opportunity to spin this right, and I don't even want to say spin it, but you had an excellent opportunity to respond.
Right.
And in my opinion, and I believe I can speak for both of us in this regard, you failed. Right. You failed tonight. You failed.
Right. And I'm still going back to. I'm still looking.
You're still trying.
Yes, I'm like, maybe it's up.
It's gone.
Yes.
It is gone.
If he posts it, guys, we'll put it in the description, the link to the video. If he, I still
okay. I feel like his attempt and what happened after the attempt. I feel like that's all. That's all that needed to be said.
Yeah, but I don't want to misquote because again, what I saw is what he said. So I want him to post in so you can see the title of this video for yourself, and him constantly holding up his book so that you can see that. I want you to see that for yourself. But that's what I got.
Right. So there it is. This is still pretty fresh, y'all. So we will stay abreast of this as it continues to develop. If there's anything, any other milestone happenings that that we feel we need to respond to, then we'll definitely do that. But where it's at right now, it's messy. It's messy on his part. Candace, she done sailed off. She was like, well, this happened, such and such, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this video, and I have this, and I have this stuff. And your response is to be like, well, yeah, it kind of happened, but you'll definitely hear more in depth of it once you read my book.
Because it's a true story, what I'm going through. All right, was Candace in there? Let's see. I want to purchase to see if Candace was in there since it's a story. Was Candace in there? Mr. This is my true story.
Right.
Curious. I just want to look.
Yeah, it's just where it's at. But again, dude, you ain't helping the brothers at all. You ain't helping us brothers at all right now. You was barely helping us before with what you were talking about when people thought you was a legitimate coach. All right, now that legitimacy is being called into serious question, right? Because you broke one of those major rules, which is it's looking like you don't practice what you preach. We know what happens to people who don't practice, who look like they don't practice what they preach, or who actually end up not practicing what they preach. And right now, you're kind of in that zone right now. So yeah, you ain't helping us. You ain't helping the black women trust us any further, and that's a strong work in progress. You ain't helping the brothers with this. There's a lot of black men that's trying to fight that narrative of black men don't cheat. That was that whole song with Charlemagne and who's my man? There was Charlemagne and I can't really think of the other person that did it, but there's a whole song about it. Black men don't cheat. We tried to start that movement. Situations like this don't help the community. They don't help the community. Everybody outside the community don't trust us. We don't trust ourselves, and this, for me, does not help at all. All right, you were this figure out there. People looked to you. You had 700,000 followers on YouTube. So people were ascribing to you. were doubting what you had to share and stuff like that. I can't speak for all of them or anything like that, but I can speak for firsthand experience for some of the videos that I've seen. There's a lot of stuff that you said, like I said earlier, that I have been able to, to adhere to and be able to internalize. And then there's some things that don't apply to my specific situation as a Black man. But all the same, like, disappointing. I hope this resolves itself way better than what it's at right now. So that's just where it's at right now. That's where it's at. There ain't nothing else that can be said right now. I don't.
So we see that video.
If you drop it, you don't want them comments out there.
I want to see the video.
You don't want them comments out there. That was
finish.
The last thing I saw. The last thing I heard him say is like, "Yeah, let's check out what's going on in the comments." Oh, they coming through kind of fast.
He just dropped.
And then it just dropped, which means Paul was out there all up in his face, in his grill, hitting them with these questions like, "What about this? What about this? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?" And,
right.
And you missed. Technical or not, even for the time that you had, you didn't address it to satisfaction. You didn't. I don't know if that was going to come later in your life. We had no idea how long you were going to be live for. But for the time that you did, you used it to fuzzy look and talk about how God took you from a mighty long way. Yeah. And how He done picked you up and turned you around and placed your feet on solid ground. Okay, I get it. That's great. Not even to mock it if that's truly the case. If that is truly the case. And even with that being the case, that doesn't explain this. Not completely.
And I doubt that the book would too.
Who knows? You got to buy the book to find out. Come on. I'm good. I ain't even got nothing else to say. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. So that is pretty much our take on things as they currently are right now. And that is as up to the minute as we can do, because that literally just happened like 45 minutes an hour. So of course, as always, you guys like, share, comment. If you have any ideas for stuff that you want to talk about, you can drop it in the comments below. We will, if we find any decent supporting links to this, of course, we will always put it in the description box for you guys, because even for us talking as life coaches and so on and so forth, and just offering up our honest opinions on stuff, we do like to be thorough. So we will definitely, if we can find anything, and we will definitely have that for you as well. But yeah, other than if nothing else, you guys have a wonderful day. We will definitely see you later. Let us know what you think. And until next time, we will see you here in your space, where, as always, there are two coaches.
One space.
And
zero reservations.
Y'all have a great
night. Bye, guys.